When you feel broken, when the world has crushed you into pieces and your heart beats with nothing but pain, remember this. Life has not ended. It is testing you. The darkness you face right now is not here to destroy you. It is here to rebuild you into something stronger than you ever imagined. Every scar you carry is not a weakness. It is proof that you survived when others would have given up. Pain is the currency of greatness. Those nights where you cry in silence, those mornings where you can barely drag yourself out of bed, those are the exact moments that define your future. You are not broken. You are being sharpened. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Warriors are built in chaos, and leaders are born from pain. Stop telling yourself you're finished, because you're not. As long as you're breathing, you are still in the fight. The world doesn't care about your excuses. It respects only your results. Stand up, wipe your tears, and use that pain as your fire. Broken people don't stay broken. They rise, and when they rise unstoppable. Pain is not your end, it's your transformation. The reason you're hurting right now is not because life wants to see you destroyed, it's because life wants to see what you're truly capable of. Every great man and woman you admire walked through storms that nearly broke them in half. They faced betrayal, loss, rejection, failure, heartbreak, and darkness so deep it felt impossible to escape. But they didn't quit, and that's why their names are remembered. Pain is the process of rebirth, and the more it hurts, the greater the version of you that is waiting on the other side. You must stop looking at pain as the end of your story. You're not finished. You are being reshaped, redefined, rebuilt into someone who cannot be stopped. When your chest is heavy and your soul feels shattered, understand this truth. The world is sculpting you into someone that fear cannot touch. If you give up now, you'll never know the warrior you were meant to become. Think of every moment you thought you couldn't take another step, yet somehow you did. You pushed forward when everything inside you screamed to quit. That was not weakness. That was transformation in motion. Pain is like fire. It burns away the old fragile version of you and forges something indestructible. You cannot be soft and expect to conquer the storms of life. Comfort never creates greatness. Ease never creates warriors. It is the weight on your shoulders, the nights of doubt, the tears you've hidden that transform you into something extraordinary. Do you know why pain feels unbearable? Because it demands growth. It demands you face the parts of yourself you've been hiding from. It demands you confront your fears, your insecurities, your past, and your failures. And once you face them, once you embrace the suffering instead of running from it, you rise above it. You realize that pain was never here to kill you. It was here to teach you that nothing can. That's why some of the most unbreakable people you'll ever meet are the ones who've been broken the most. They're not unscarred. They covered in scars. But those scars became their armor. When you are in pain, you have two choices. Let it consume you or let it transform you. One path makes you a victim. The other makes you unstoppable. The world is filled with people who surrendered to their pain. They allowed their heartbreak, their struggles, and their losses to define them. They quit, they gave up, and they lived the rest of their lives in shadows. Don't become one of them. Pain is not your excuse to stop. It's your reason to start. It's your fuel to demand more of yourself, to rise, to prove that nothing will hold you down. Remember, the most powerful souls are the ones who kept moving forward when everything inside them was breaking apart. That's what makes them different. The world gave them reasons to stop, but they refused. You must become that kind of person. You must decide right here and right now that your pain will not end you. It will transform you. Every tear you cry, every disappointment you face, every failure you endure is part of the furnace shaping your future. Don't resent it. Don't hide from it. Embrace it, because pain is the highest form of investment into your destiny. Think about it. Growth without pain doesn't exist. Muscles tear before they grow. Hearts break before they learn how to love with strength. Dreams collapse before they are rebuilt on foundations of steel. If you want an easy life, you will never live a meaningful one. But if you accept pain as the path, you will rise to levels you never imagined possible. The truth is simple. Every time pain knocks you down, it's giving you an opportunity to stand up stronger. And each time you stand back up, the old version of you dies and the new version takes its place. That is transformation. That is how you become unbreakable. So don't curse the pain, thank it, because without it, you'd still be weak. Without it, you'd never discover the power that's been buried inside you all along. Life isn't about avoiding suffering. It's about enduring it, overcoming it, and letting it forge you into someone so strong that nothing can bring you down again. Pain is not your end, it's your rebirth. And when you rise from it, you won't just survive, you'll dominate. Brokenness is proof of survival, not weakness. When you look at yourself in the mirror and see the scars, the cracks, the parts of your soul that feel shattered, understand that they are not symbols of defeat. They are proof that you endured what was designed to destroy you. Weakness is when someone falls and never rises again. Weakness is surrendering to the weight of the world without resistance. But brokenness means you stood in the storm, you took the blows, you absorbed the pain, and yet here you are, still breathing, still standing. That is not weakness. That is survival. Every scar you carry is evidence that you have fought battles others could not even imagine. You didn't walk through comfort. You walked through fire. And though it left you marked, it also left you alive. The truth is, the strongest people you'll ever meet are the ones who have been broken the most. Their strength wasn't handed to them. It was forged in chaos, in heartbreak, in loneliness, and in despair. They had nights where they thought they couldn't take it anymore, days where the pain seemed endless, moments where everything inside of them begged to quit. But they didn't quit. They pushed through. And every time they broke and rebuilt themselves, they became sharper, harder, stronger than before. That cycle of breaking and rebuilding is the very essence of survival. Weakness shatters and stays shattered. Survival shatters, then rises again. You need to stop looking at your brokenness as failure. It is not failure. It is proof that you have endured. The world will never stop throwing challenges at you. People will betray you. Dreams will collapse. Plans will fall apart, and life will push you down into the dirt more times than you can count. But the fact that you are still here, listening, breathing, fighting, is proof that you are stronger than every storm you faced. Brokenness does not mean you are less. It means you've been tested. It means you've carried more weight than most people ever will, and you refuse to disappear beneath it. Think about warriors, soldiers, champions. None of them are untouched by pain. They are scarred, they are bruised, they are broken, but those very marks are what separate them from the ordinary. You can't be unbroken and strong at the same time. You can't live a life of safety and expect to carry the strength of someone who has endured battles. Brokenness is the cost of survival, and survival is the proof that you're capable of far more than you think. When you feel broken, when your heart feels shattered into pieces, don't say to yourself, I am weak. Say instead, I am still here. I survived what was meant to destroy me. Every tear you've cried, every sleepless night you've endured, every heartbreak you've carried, all of it is evidence that you fought and you endured. And even when you were on your knees, even when you felt like giving up, you didn't. You endured. That is not weakness. That is the highest form of strength. Understand this. Life is not about avoiding being broken. It is about embracing it and using it. Brokenness humbles you. It teaches you. It refines you. It strips away illusions and forces you to see who you really are. When you're broken, you see the world more clearly. You understand the value of strength, the meaning of resilience, the power of persistence. And when you rebuild yourself after being broken, you don't rebuild into the same person. You become someone greater, someone wiser, someone who cannot be shaken by the same storms again. Brokenness is not a signal of weakness. It is a badge of honor. It shows that you've walked through pain others could not handle. It shows that you've been tested by life and you refuse to let it break your spirit, even if it broke your heart. It shows that you've fallen and risen again. That's what survival is. Rising again, again, and again, no matter how many times life pushes you down. So stop hiding your brokenness. Stop being ashamed of the scars you carry. They are not shameful. They are powerful. They tell a story of resilience, of persistence, of endurance. They say to the world, I have been tested. I have been hurt. I have been knocked down, but I am still here. And being still here is the definition of victory. Brokenness is the evidence that you are not fragile, but indestructible. Fragile things shatter and vanish, but you shatter and rebuild, you transform, you rise again, and that makes you unstoppable. Darkness builds strength, not despair. When life throws you into the shadows, when every light you once depended on disappears, and you find yourself alone with nothing but your thoughts, you are not being punished. You are being prepared. The darkness is not a prison. It is a training ground. It strips away the noise. It takes from you the comfort that made you soft, and it forces you to confront who you truly are. People think that darkness means the end, that when they're surrounded by struggle, heartbreak, and emptiness, they are finished. But the truth is the exact opposite. Darkness is the birthplace of power. It is where the strongest souls are forged. You don't build strength when life is easy. You don't build greatness when the path is smooth. Strength is born when everything feels impossible, when every day is heavy, when you're exhausted, when nobody believes in you, and yet you keep going. Do you know why the strongest trees grow in storms? Because the winds force their roots deeper. The pressure makes them unshakable. That is exactly what darkness does to you. It forces your roots deep. It tests your limits. It teaches you resilience. People who have never walked through darkness will never understand true strength, because strength cannot exist without struggle. The nights you spent alone, the pain you felt when nobody came to save you, the battles you fought in silence, those are the moments that shaped you into someone unstoppable. The mistake most people make is that they look at darkness as despair. They cry out, why me? Why now? Why this pain? But you need to flip the script. You need to say, good, this darkness is where I will grow, because light never teaches you resilience. Comfort never teaches you hunger. Only the shadows will teach you how powerful you really are. You can't discover your strength in the sunshine. It's discovered in the storm, in the silence, in the loneliness that forces you to fight your demons face to face. Darkness is the world's way of testing you. It asks, will you quit or will you rise? Every person who has achieved greatness has been tested in darkness. They've been betrayed, doubted, forgotten, broken down to nothing. But they understood something most people don't. Despair is a choice. Strength is also a choice. The same darkness that makes one person give up is the same darkness that makes another person unstoppable. The difference lies in how you decide to use it. When you are surrounded by shadows, when your life feels empty, that is your opportunity to build the strongest version of yourself. When you have nothing, you learn how to create everything. When nobody supports you, you learn how to carry yourself. When everything falls apart, you learn how to rebuild from scratch. That is how the darkness becomes your greatest weapon. You no longer fear loss because you've already lost. You no longer fear pain because you've already endured it. You no longer fear being alone because you've already walked that road and survived. The truth is, the strongest men and women you'll ever know are those who once lived in darkness. They didn't just survive it, they embraced it. They let it sharpen them. They understood that despair is weakness and weakness kills. So instead of crying in the shadows, they trained in them. They used the silence to focus, the pain to fuel their fire, the loneliness to discipline their mind. That's why they became unbreakable. Because when you can endure the worst, nothing else can scare you. You must see darkness for what it is. A gift. A brutal, unforgiving gift, but a gift nonetheless. It is the place where your excuses are destroyed, where your comfort is stripped away, where you are forced to meet the rawest version of yourself. That version, the one forged in silence, in pain, in suffering, is the version that can conquer anything. That's the version that the world respects, because strength born in darkness is the kind of strength that cannot be faked. So stop seeing the shadows as despair. Stop thinking your suffering is the end. Understand that every sleepless night, every tear, every betrayal, every moment you felt abandoned is shaping you into someone who will never be broken again. Despair is what happens when you give up in the darkness. Strength is what happens when you refuse to. And the choice is always yours. Darkness builds strength, not despair. It doesn't end you. It arms you. It equips you with the resilience, the courage, and the fire to face the world head on. You don't come out of the shadows weaker. You come out sharper, harder, stronger. And when you step back into the light, after walking through hell, the light no longer blinds you, it bows to you. Pressure creates diamonds, not destruction. When life weighs heavy on your shoulders, when you feel the crushing force of responsibility, struggle, and expectation pressing against your chest, you are not being buried, you are being refined. Pressure is not there to break you. It is there to reveal what you are truly made of. Weak people run from pressure. They collapse at the first sign of resistance. They call it unfair and hide from the weight. But the strong understand that greatness cannot exist without pressure. Just as coal must endure intense force to become a diamond, you too must endure the weight of life to become the version of yourself that is unshakable, untouchable, unstoppable. Every challenge you face, every responsibility that feels too heavy, every moment where you think, I can't take anymore, that is the exact moment life is building you. If you quit under pressure, you remain ordinary. But if you stand firm, if you refuse to let the weight crush you, if you learn how to endure and even embrace it, you transform into something extraordinary. The most valuable things in this world are not created in comfort. They are created in fire, in heat, in unbearable force. And so are you. The reason pressure feels painful is because it strips away weakness. It doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your fear. It demands that you rise. Pressure is a test, and every time you endure it, you pass into a higher version of yourself. Think of the moments you thought would destroy you, the failures, the heartbreaks, the disappointments, the betrayals. Look back now. Did they destroy you or did they shape you? You're still here. That means the pressure did not bury you. It built you, and it will keep building you if you allow it. The world doesn't reward those who run from pressure. It rewards those who face it head on and refuse to back down. Champions are made in the gym when their bodies are pushed past exhaustion. Leaders are born in crises when everything falls apart and they carry the weight for others. Warriors are created in battle when the pressure of survival forces them to dig deeper than they thought possible. Without pressure, there is no greatness. Without pressure, there is no transformation. Most people live their lives avoiding pressure. They choose the easy path, the safe route, the comfort zone. They think avoiding difficulty will bring peace, but what it really brings is weakness. And weakness guarantees one thing: life will crush you when the inevitable storm comes. You cannot run from pressure forever. At some point, it finds you, and when it does, you will either shatter or you will shine. That choice depends on how you've trained yourself to face it. Pressure is not destruction. It feels heavy, it feels unbearable, but it is molding you into something rare. Just like diamonds are the rarest stones because of the pressure they endure, the people who thrive under pressure are the rarest souls in the world. They become leaders, inspirations, warriors, legends, because they did not collapse when life demanded more. They rose, and so can you. When you are under pressure, don't curse it. Don't say, why me? Say, good. This is where I become stronger. Understand that pressure is proof that life sees more in you than you currently see in yourself. It wouldn't give you this weight if you weren't capable of carrying it. The crushing moments of life are not signals that you are weak. They are invitations to discover your strength. Every time you endure pressure, you grow. You learn discipline, you learn focus, you learn patience, you learn endurance. These are not traits you can fake. They are carved into you through the grind of pressure. That's why diamonds shine. They've been carved by forces strong enough to destroy anything weak. That's why you will shine. Because you've endured forces that would have broken anyone else. So embrace the weight on your shoulders. Embrace the deadlines, the expectations, the failures, the responsibilities, the struggles. Don't run from them. Don't hide. Stand tall, take the weight, and let it build you. Every ounce of pressure you endure is another step toward becoming the diamond you were meant to be. The world will try to crush you, but in that crushing force, you will discover the brilliance within you that cannot be destroyed. Pressure creates diamonds, not destruction. It is not your enemy. It is your sculptor. And if you refuse to quit, if you refuse to break, if you keep standing when everything tries to push you down, you will not only survive the pressure, you will shine so brightly that the world cannot ignore you. Every struggle is fuel for unstoppable growth. Every setback, every hardship, every obstacle that you face is not there to cripple you. It is there to build you. Struggle is not a punishment. It is a gift disguised in pain. People run from struggle. They pray for ease. They wish for comfort, but comfort never built anyone into greatness. Comfort makes you soft, weak, dependent, fragile. Struggle does the opposite. Struggle hardens you, strengthens you, sharpens your mind and your will. It forces you to dig deeper than you thought possible. It demands that you evolve. The very thing you think is holding you back is the same thing that can propel you forward if you decide to use it. The truth is simple. Without struggle, you don't grow. Muscles only grow when they are torn. Minds only expand when they are challenged. Spirits only rise when they are tested. The pain you feel in the middle of the struggle is not there to stop you. It's there to push you toward a higher version of yourself. Struggle is a mirror. It shows you what you're made of. Most people avoid looking into that mirror because they don't want to face their weakness. But the ones who embrace struggle discover their true strength. Think back to the hardest moments of your life, the heartbreaks, the betrayals, the failures, the losses. In those moments, you thought you couldn't survive, but you did. And not only did you survive, you came out stronger, sharper, wiser. You became someone who could handle more, endure more, achieve more. That's the hidden truth about struggle. It doesn't take away from you. It adds to you. Every time you struggle, you build resilience. Every time you fail, you build wisdom. Every time you endure, you build discipline. And all of these are the building blocks of unstoppable growth. The people you admire, the ones who stand above the rest, they are not there because life was easy for them. They are there because they suffered more, struggled more, and endured more than anyone else. They took every struggle and turned it into fuel. Where others saw reasons to quit, they saw reasons to push harder. That's why they grew. That's why they became unstoppable. Struggle is the secret ingredient that separates the average from the extraordinary. But here's the reality. Struggle only fuels you if you decide to let it. Struggle can either break you or build you. It depends on whether you use it as an excuse or as energy. Most people surrender to struggle. They cry, they complain, they give up, they say life is unfair. And with that mindset, they remain stuck, broken, and bitter. But the few who understand the truth flip the script. They say, good. This struggle will make me stronger. This pain will make me hungrier. This obstacle will make me smarter. And with that mindset, every struggle becomes fuel. You need to understand that the struggle you are in right now is not the end of you. It is preparing you. It is training you for the battles that are coming. Life is not supposed to be easy. It is designed to test you, to challenge you, to mold you into someone who can carry the weight of greatness. If you never struggle, you never grow. And if you never grow, you never live up to your true potential. Struggle is the doorway to transformation, but most people quit before they step through it. Don't be one of them. Struggle teaches you things comfort never can. It teaches you patience when results don't come quickly. It teaches you discipline when motivation fades. It teaches you courage when fear surrounds you. It teaches you persistence when everything inside you screams to quit. These are lessons no book can teach, no mentor can hand you. They can only be earned through struggle. And once you've earned them, they cannot be taken away from you. So the next time you face struggle, don't curse it. Don't run from it. Embrace it. Thank it. Use it. See it as fuel for your growth. Understand that the very thing trying to hold you down is the thing giving you the power to rise. Every tear, every sleepless night, every failure, every loss is shaping you into someone unstoppable. And when you finally reach the other side, you will realize that struggle was never your enemy. It was your ally, your greatest teacher, your fuel. Every struggle is fuel for unstoppable growth. That's why the ones who endure the most rise the highest. That's why the ones who suffer the deepest shine the brightest. Struggle is not there to destroy you. It is there to transform you. And when you learn to embrace it, when you learn to use it, nothing in this world can stop your growth. And now hear me clearly. You are not finished. You are only being forged. Every scar you carry, every tear you've cried, every sleepless night you've endured, it all adds up to proof that you are still standing. Life has thrown storms at you, but you are not washed away. Life has broken you, but you rebuilt. Life has pressured you, but instead of shattering, you are turning into a diamond. This pain, this darkness, this struggle, it is not your end. It is the fire that will burn away the weakness, the fuel that will drive you forward, the training ground where your future self is being created. The world respects only one thing: results. It doesn't care about your excuses, your comfort, or your complaints. It cares about who stands up when everyone else stays down. So stand up. Don't hide your brokenness. Wear it as your badge of honor. Don't fear pressure. Use it as your fuel. Don't curse the darkness. Let it build you. And don't run from struggle. Embrace it, because it is your path to unstoppable growth. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of the rise that no one can stop, and the world will remember your name.